Yeah, I get talked to a lot about drugs because, well, I'm pretty much an expert on addiction, on drugs that you have to take. Um, Let me see, I started smoking in like ninth grade. I didn't smoke cigarettes until I was halfway through high school. Um, Cigarette smoking, listen, you have to find a way to quit. It's a drug. Nicotine's a drug. You have to find a way, you need a reason to quit. And then you have to, if you have a reason when those urges come, you put a face on the urge that you don't like. Mine was a little ugly yard gnome who used to scream at me, "You're gonna smoke, bitch! Smoke a cigarette!" And he would scream at me, and it was so easy to let the urges go because after 10 minutes you'd forget that you had the urge anyway. It's not constant. It's just urges, and after it's 3 minutes, 3 hours, 3 days, 3 weeks, 3 years. If you can make it 3 weeks and you want to quit, you'll quit. If you can make it 3 weeks without cheating one time and you want to quit, you'll be able to quit. I guarantee it. If I can do it, anyone can do it because I was a master of quitting, but I never had a reason to quit. Now, the medication I take, I have to take, or life is just too miserable. But still, I don't like being a prisoner of it, and so I quit for a year and a half, cold turkey, by myself, on my own decision. My doctor goes, "That's the first time I've ever had anyone do that." Because I needed to know mentally that I was taking it for the right reasons. And when I found out I was, it was a good feeling. I don't even like using my inhalers because you can become dependent, you know. Those are those are the two hard ones. Heroin, same thing as mine, really. They're all derivatives of opioid family, most of them. Um, Everything else turns you into an animal. Cocaine, methamphetamine, cocaine will take a normal person and turn them into a fucking animal because it's just like the frog boiling in the pot. You don't know what's happening until it's already done. And next thing you know, you're looking back and regretting, why did I do that? Well, because you were high on coke all the time. Methamphetamine, talk about a body destroying drug, okay? Those two, I think they're the biggest bane of mankind. At least opioids help us with our pain, okay? But cocaine, that's the most vile, evil fucking drug there is, in my opinion. Methamphetamine, uh, that's for people that want to kill themselves. With this fentanyl thing, I'm starting to think that heroin addicts might think the same way, but I was always of the impression that people that did methamphetamine were just looking for a way of wearing themselves to death, run themselves into the ground till it was over. I've seen it happen. Cocaine, that's number one for me. That's the number one, just in every way it's bad for you. There's nothing good, there's no good use for it, and what it does to you is so eerily fucking sneaky, the way it turns you into something, especially people that do crack. You're talking about slaves to that fucking pipe. Slaves. I watched my friends get down on the floor crawling around looking for a rock they thought they lost last week. I lost a lot of friends during that episode. A lot. Because they didn't have any willpower. They couldn't say no. So cocaine for me is one of those drugs that I just, yeah, despise it in every way. In every way. Okay? They're, yeah, they got marijuana sits above all of those drugs too. which just drives me crazy because it lets me know that my government is fucked up. My government is a failed entity. My government has wasted $1.6 trillion because Richard Nixon had a fucking hard on for psychologists, Jewish psychologists, using marijuana in their treatments. He flipped the fuck out, told Haldeman, sock him right in the puss. Boom, we had the DEA, and now here we are, $1.6 trillion later, and we've increased drug supply by 70%. Okay? Fucking cocaine. See, it even ruins police officers, and the criminals die, the police die, civilians die. There's victims are left strewn behind that shit. You know what I mean? It's just a trail of destruction. So yeah, that's my number one negative drug. You know what I mean? It really is. None of them are good, but at least, like I said, without opioids, my life would be miserable. But then again, I know I can quit if I wanted to because I've done it. And that helps. You know what I mean? When I have to take something because I feel bad, there's not there. It's not. When you take something to feel good and then you take it for a while, and pretty soon you're taking it to keep from feeling bad. That's addiction. Alcohol is probably number two on my list, behind cocaine. Um, there's nothing wrong with having a beer or a drink. I myself, I can't stand the taste of beer. I like a nice glass of wine, and I'll have a mixed drink once a year, maybe. Because again, I've watched what alcohol's. I've lost friends. Uh, I've seen it destroy lives and just make life miserable, especially for kids whose parents drink. So yeah, cocaine and alcohol, those are the number two baddies on my list for sure.